live again. I hope you all join me again. Let me just refresh the page here. Wait for some people to join. If you're seeing this and you're like, what the heck? It's because I was having some internet issues. All right, there's somebody on. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if we can go live today. There we go. What was the last thing y'all heard? I was worried that I scared you. Hey, can you guys hear me okay? I'm having some issues with my internet and I don't know what's going on, so sorry about that. There we go. I'm finally in. If this thing cuts out again, I will probably just get on at another time. Hey guys. All right. Well, I have a guest here with me today. I don't know if you guys caught any of that, but somebody is forcing their way onto this live show, so I was told that I have to give up my seat. Yeah, they're kind of rude, trying to steal the show. I don't know what's going on. Here, you want this one?
No, move
Here,
on.
you're a guest. You take this one. I'll take this foldy chair.
Is this what it feels like?
We need some moderators here. All right. Mrs. Grinch, how do you know? Oh.
Do my fingers smell like onions?
A little bit. Something. Hey, everybody.
Merry Christmas!
Well, I've got the Grinch here with me. I'm not sure how they feel about Q4 and how it's going. You have any opinions?
Q4 has been great.
You have made my morning, someone says.
It's been good. It's been good. Selling lots of stuff. Trying out some new things. Getting some new employees.
Oh yeah, we have an employee starting next week, which is good because we definitely need it. All right, you guys this will be a Q&A, so if you have questions for me or the Grinch, please, the eyes make it so much better. I think they kind of scared me a little bit in the beginning. It's very realistic, very realistic.
Let me give you a kiss.
Little Miss Nat says my heart has grown 3 times. And you're getting hearts.
I have hair in my mouth.
Well, it has been a while. Someone said too long the first time I got on, and then the internet cut out. So sorry, guys, for that. We will have a giveaway going on, so hopefully some more people will join. We are going to have a giveaway for some GRO Pack poly mailers later in the show. Probably going to be on for about an hour. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and start putting them on. And we'll start getting to those very soon. I already see some of you guys' questions. The Grinch might have some issues touching the screen, so I might have to handle the chat here today. But everybody wants to know. She accidentally boots somebody out. Let's see. How have our sales been? They've been pretty good, to be honest.
Wow, that was hot.
She was like, I can't do it the whole show.
No, I'll suffocate. It's warm in here.
Is she gonna be able to breathe in that for an hour? No, she's not. She's like, I'll do it for as long as I can. Oh my God, look how flushed you are.
It's hot. That's full of sweat.
You want to go take it off real quick?
No,
What?
I'm not. It's just my face.
Okay.
My body feels good. It's cold in here. But the amount of hair in my mouth.
So thanks,
guys. Thanks for the fun.
Things have been good here. Sales have been pretty steady. I know I haven't put out as many what sold videos. I am catching up on them, so they will be coming out. They just haven't been as consistently coming out because we've had a lot of things going on here. However, sales have been pretty good despite us actually starting to reduce the amount of listings that we're doing. So we were at 50. We lost some help, and so just time-wise, we weren't able to list 50 a day with just the amount of people we have here. So we are down to 40 a day, but I think that will bump up here in a little bit. Someone said literally came on YouTube to see if you guys had done a recent live. Well, here we are. I just tried to get on a second ago, but it took a minute. But yeah, sales have been good. We've been focusing still on increasing ASP, and that's been going good as well. I think actually the other day our ASP for eBay specifically was like just under $40. Poshmark's still kind of, you know, hit or miss with that, but eBay's been really good and we've been able to find some good stuff. We have a ton of wholesale coming in. I'm not sure if you guys are on Instagram, but that's been helping keep us afloat while we've had to be here at the office listing. And yeah, we have some exciting new adventures coming up. I'm not sure if you guys have been paying attention. I know a lot of you have reached out and made some comments, but we have a huge announcement on the live Q&A on Monday. So I hope that you guys will come and watch that. We're going to have Trash Pandas on again, the couple that I just interviewed, because you guys had some more questions for them. So they're going to be on. They're going to be answering questions too. And yeah, during that, we're going to have a pretty big announcement that Nikki and I can't wait to share with you guys. So please set your reminders for that. We already have it
can't
scheduled.
Wait, but we'll wait.
So can't wait, but we'll wait. Yeah. Yeah. If you guys have guesses, that'd be cool. I won't address them too much, but it'd be interesting to see what you guys have.
Yep. All
right. Anything you want to say before we dive into questions?
No, I mean, jokes aside, Q4's been pretty good. We've had some good days, had some slow days. We've tried out some new things. We've had to revamp some different processes. As Cayley mentioned, we had to scale back. We lost a couple of employees. But we hired a new one. She starts Tuesday. We're super excited for her to join. Y'all probably won't see her on the channel anytime soon. She doesn't seem very keen on it, but maybe eventually. I don't know. I feel like it's been a pretty good time. Just been trying to get ready for the holidays. A lot of background stuff that's been going on. But we're excited. So we hope that you guys plan on starting your new year on a good foot. Maybe we'll do a video soon on our goals.
I actually was going to bring that up as a topic for you guys. Yeah. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions for your business?
No, she's not getting married unless it's to the Grinch.
Not yet. You got to be asked to be married, right?
He's probably watching this right now, like, damn, they asked. He's guys probably out there trying to hack the internet so it crashes again. Like, no more of those comments.
You guys have been cracking me up with the Joe comments. They literally, he was at the end of a video of a source with me, and at the end he kind of like bounced down for a second, and they were like, I thought he was gonna propose, and I was thinking, at the Goodwill Ben's parking lot, like,
oh my god,
really?
I would be so mad. I would say no 100%. If I was not married and my fiance at the time proposed to me at the bins, I would run him over with my car and then donate him in one of the bins out back. Like, no, absolutely not.
You guys' comments about him have been cracking me up. The Ryan Reynolds ones especially have been funny, so thanks for those. They were good belly laughs. So yeah, what's you guys' New Year's resolution for your business? And if you don't have one for your business, anything personal. How many employees do you have or usually have? I don't know what we normally have. We were growing and growing and growing. I don't know what the average is. I would say the average is probably 3, but we currently have 2, Nikki and Skylar, but it's just us right now. And then, like she said, we are adding another one on. And then I've had as many as, what is it, 4? As many as 4 at one time, but we are down to 2 right now.
All right, let's go scroll back a little bit. So somebody asked, I know you have an older video about this, but what is your new markdown schedule?
I just try to mark down every, like, the first week of every month. Sometimes I miss the first week. Sometimes it's the second week, but almost always the first week of the month, I mark down anything that is 90 days or older. I do that on both eBay and Poshmark. They both have different methods, and that video that you're thinking of is still what I use. So go back and watch that.
Somebody asked about my kids, what they think about it. So fun fact, I'll tell you this really fast. So I put this on and ordered it and didn't tell anybody. And then I got it and I thought, let's see what happens, because my kids are terrified of everything. So I knocked on my son's door because he was in there all quiet. I knocked on it and he was like, "What, Mom?" And so then I didn't say anything, and because I knew my voice would give it away. So then he opened up the door, and I scrouched down and his face was like right here. And he thinks the Grinch is a real thing. So he was like panicked. He was like, "Ah!" He slammed the door on my face and was screaming for me to come save him. And I thought it was the best thing ever. I opened my daughter's door and she was like, "Okay, Mom, get out." So she was above it. But I'm starting out on eBay. Should I accept offers or just buy it now?
It's kind of however you want to run your business. I think either way could work for whatever you want to do. It's just whatever strategy you choose, you'll probably want to do a couple of things. I kind of recommend when you're a beginner to not have best offer, only because I think it can really help you to develop a pricing strategy and really check comps and know what market value is. I think sometimes when people accept best offer on everything, they tend to add too much money to account to offers. So if something generally sells for $25, but then somebody who wants to do the best offer method, they'll price it at like $35 or best offer. And I personally feel like it kind of deters buyers. I think if you're going to do the best offer method, then it should be about market, and then maybe automatically accept or decline with a small percentage is how I feel. Because otherwise I feel it kind of deters buyers, but it works for some people. So whatever you think will work for you. If you're a beginner, though, I would say try it out with just the buy it now, not the best offers first.
Will you be having any sourcing videos coming up soon? Loved the last one.
Yes, we actually wanted to take the Grinch sourcing. So we actually probably won't be sourcing until after the new year, like actually in person, but I don't know, we might be able to squeeze it in next week. We just have a lot going on to prepare for the new year. So we're having to spend a lot of time at the office, but definitely starting in January, we will have some more sourcing videos. And everyone's been asking where you've been.
I'm still here. Just I've taken over
you, I think.
Probably. If she fires me, I'm gonna spam her Instagram, so you'll know. I'll literally just hack it and then make a comment and change the password so she can't change it. And I'm just gonna put on there, "Cayley fired me. I'll miss you guys." And then after like a week of it being there, so you guys know, then I'll give her password back. But just so you know, she got rid of me. That's a joke, but
she's still here. We've had very opposite schedules, which has had to happen because lack of employees, just to, make up for like shipping and then sourcing. So instead of sourcing together, we'll source on like opposite days, basically, to cover more ground. But
that, and we've had a lot of wholesale, and I've pretty much taken over the wholesale world here. So I spend a lot more time here, which means Cayley's out and about or doing videos by herself. I also have not been able to stay late because I'm navigating winter sports right now. If you have ever had kids in winter sports, you know what that's like. But my life is in 15-minute increments. So I have not stayed lately for videos.
We should do a sourcing video in January with us because we haven't done one together in a while.
We should.
That'd be good.
The Closet Scratcher said her ex proposed to her at a buffet, and I told her all she needed to know: he was a cheat. Me.
I mean, listen, I think that I think that if you're truly in love with somebody, like, I don't think it matters where they propose personally. Like, if you love somebody, it really shouldn't matter. And some people never propose. You just decide, you know what, we've been together for a while, let's get married. But I do think that some people could be a little bit more thoughtful, but I wouldn't just completely write somebody off, you know?
Yeah, I don't expect anything like elaborate, but like something about the Goodwill bins to me. Just for me personally, it's just not like, I don't enjoy going there. If it was like my favorite place to go, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my husband proposed in a parking lot. Legitimately.
See, you guys
it was not
married.
The bins, but it was married. A parking lot. But no, I've seen all these people do these like elaborate like flowers by the water, arches. Like, that's a wedding. That's not a proposal. It's a wedding. Don't sing to me. I don't want a flash mob. I just want to be by myself, and I don't want to be in a restaurant. I don't want people to see. I just want to be by myself.
I was going to say, I think people just have like different expectations, and the proposal part means a lot more to some people than it does to others. And I don't know, like I said, to each their own. I think what really matters is you care about each other.
Yeah. Dana says her goal is to get faster at listing and checking comps while in public. That's a good shout out.
It's a good one.
Stacy wants to know if you recommend turning offers on as a fairly new seller on eBay, or should I just set price based on comps with no best offer?
I think that was one.
Oh, maybe that was the same question. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
If you don't get your question answered right away, please don't just keep dropping it repetitively. I will promise you I will get to it. If I've like skipped over it in the chat and you're like, okay, no, for sure she's missed it, then reach out. Darlene says, I currently don't accept offer returns. I have good sell-through rate on my items and clothing. I'm selling about 3 items per week and have 236 listings. Do you think I should have free returns? Somebody also asked about free returns a little bit further down, so I'm going to kind of limp these along together. How many returns do you feel like you get on a weekly basis with your free return policy? We did a great live about free returns and actually converted lots of people then.
I don't remember what it was though.
It's been a while ago. Maybe little Miss Nat might be able to
I need to like title
piece that together, but probably not. We'll see. We'll see if we can find it. But anyways, really we don't get that many returns. Our return percentage is around 4 to 5% generally. And I know that seems like a lot, but out of like 100,000 things that are going out, you're really looking at like a very small chunk.
And most of them are for fit.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, guys, like if someone is going to return an item, they're going to do it no matter what. Like they will find a way to force you to do it.
Or they'll lie.
Right. All they have to do is say item is not as described, even though that wasn't the case, and eBay automatically accepts the return. So it's like, you might as well just go ahead and accept them, because you're going to be forced to do it anyways and get the added benefit of offering free returns.
Well, not just that, but it makes it that you're not getting so many things listed as inaccurately described, because, you know, if they're going to force a return, they're going to force the return by saying you did something improper when you really didn't. And
agreed.
You don't really want that.
Yeah, and I think on that live too, one main reason we converted a lot of people is because we talked about the buyer's experience. When a buyer goes to search for an item, they have little filters on the side, and one of those first filters is free shipping and free returns. We don't do free shipping. I have reasons behind that, but free returns is one a lot of people click. So if they click on that box for free returns, which is very prominent on the screen, you're automatically excluded out of their search. So you're Xing out an entire buying group. And I would say probably at least 50% of people press that button. So
I will not buy.
Yeah.
I will not buy something if they do not accept returns.
Yeah.
Ever.
So I would just do it. You get an added benefit, a little bit of protection with that. Plus, I don't remember what exactly. I'd have to go look, but it's part of top rated seller requirements having certain returns.
Let's talk. Sorry, I'm tired. Let's talk about why you particularly chose to do Whatnot instead of Posh Lives.
Oh, I can talk about that now.
You can, because you're not in conjunction.
So listen, we've been wanting to try lives in general, no matter which platform it was on. We've been wanting to try it. I never expected that my business would fully convert to that, but we did want to try it, mainly because that's kind of where reselling is heading. I do believe that. I believe all platforms are going to have some form of live selling soon. Why did I choose Whatnot? Two reasons. One, I was offered a contract to sign with them for 3 months and hold shows, which I did. And two, even if that contract weren't at play, Whatnot is more well known for live selling, where Poshmark was having a lot of issues. They just started live selling. For me, again, even without that contract, I would have chosen Whatnot just because they've got it down better. They did just recently add clothing, like within the last couple of years. However, they've had a live selling platform this whole time. So I just kind of felt like they were more OG on it. I felt like if we were going to have a live selling experience, I'd rather do it on a platform where I could get the full experience than have, a lot of issues like Poshmark Live was having. Does that mean we won't ever try Poshmark Live? No, that doesn't. But even now, I still don't feel that great about trying it, just because it does have a lot of issues. We'll probably try it at some point, but not excited.
I feel like Whatnot too was one of those things that like had a really bad stigma. Like we had a bunch of people commenting, was like, if you do Whatnot, we're out. And like obviously we didn't do it to run anybody off, but we also like wanted to know what it was like and what the stigma was like, and really to be able to give you guys 100% unbiased information. As Cayley just said, we are no longer in contract. There's nothing we can or cannot say that we're like, oh, we're only saying this because XYZ. I think a lot of our concerns kind of out the gate were the things we came across, and a lot of the things that we thought, oh, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So we wanted to give you guys kind of an unbiased opinion of it. I think at some point we probably will try Posh live shows just to see as a comparison, probably once we feel like we've exhausted Whatnot as far as like figuring out different ways to do things. We're still learning about giveaways. We're still learning about how to do like bundles on there. There's still some issues. We're still trying to figure it out and really feel the whole platform as a whole out before we add something else. But ultimately, you guys ask, and we want to be able to tell you guys what that looks like. So,
yeah.
Fun fact: if you download a bunch of items to Whatnot and then think you can leave them until your next show, they delete all of them. It's a glitch. Yeah. All but one. I spent so much time, and so that was a flaw, and I was not happy about it, and that spent a bunch of time. So we're here to help you feel out what the issues are for each platform so that we can do a better comparison in the long run.
Yeah, it's hard when you have half of your subscribers saying, I hate Whatnot, don't ever try it. And then the other half is like, I want to try Whatnot, but can you help me through it? And then you have never tried it. Like, we want to help the reseller community so bad, and in every aspect, and not just somebody whose business model matches mine, right? I want to be able to help in all aspects, whatever works for you, because what works for me might not work for you. And I want to be able to help you with that. And I just can't do it without, trying something myself. And you guys know, if you ever ask any questions that I'm not familiar with, I'll straight up tell you, like, I'm probably not the best person to ask about this, but I'm still learning about Whatnot. I do feel pretty good about it though. I feel like, we've gotten kind of a grasp on where we want to go with it. And we do like it enough that we are going to continue doing it. It's not going to be a huge part of the business, but we do like it and we have some strategies.
I'm going to go on a rant here for a second, but one thing we did try was to use some of our like name brand high demand brands, things that we had that didn't sell here, as kind of using Whatnot as like a markdown system. I will tell you, you cannot for sure sell everything that you can on eBay, on Whatnot, and make the same amount of money. It's not possible.
Not without a large following.
Yeah, for sure. With what we've got right now, like I know there's people out there who can do it, but I can tell you as a startup, it was not possible for us. We're selling a lot of those items for pretty cheap. But what I can tell you is that a lot of the items, like we did a show yesterday, a lot of those items sold for like under $10. And we had already marked them below that on Poshmark or on eBay, and it was a guaranteed sale, and it all went out, and they pay shipping, and it was just done. Like, it's finished. So it is a good markdown process too. But we're still filling it out. So we'll end up at the very end, create a video with the pros and the cons of it and let you guys know what that looks like. So
yeah, I'd like to get to the point where I have like a decent following where we're having a couple hundred people get on, so that we have a big enough buying pool to be able to tell you, yes, no matter what, stuff is not selling for what you're going to get, or maybe it, average sale price does go up because you have enough of a buying pool. It's just too hard to gauge right now. I know a lot of people think I have a huge following over there. I just hit 1,000 and I've been doing this for 3 months. Like, you would think with a YouTube following of almost 30,000 people that you could convert that many people. It's not like that, at least with me.
True that.
I hope that answered your question.
Tangents, right?
For those of you that, sorry to cut you off, for those of you that have just joined, we are going to do a giveaway a little bit later for some shipping supplies. So stay tuned for that.
Also, you missed the Grinch. Just roll back to the beginning. What percentage do you mark down every month when you do markdowns?
On Poshmark, I do 10% because I use their closet clear out days, and you have to do it 10% or less of the historical lowest price. So on Poshmark, we do 10%. On eBay, I usually go between 5 and 10%. To be honest, I just kind of do whatever I'm feeling that day. Because on eBay, I don't know, like on Poshmark, we already mark the stuff up a little bit to account for offers because you have to. But on eBay, everything is priced at market. So I feel like 5%, sometimes 10% if I'm feeling froggy, is where I go, but 5 to 10%.
Nicole, we feel like as a whole, it's better to go sourcing during the beginning of the week. New items are getting put out normally earlier in the week, earlier in the day, so that they're just putting items out. Be kind of one of the first people that are in there. A lot of Goodwills also will have somebody come in before the other employees and start stocking, so it gives you kind of first dibs on it. But disclaimer, that's all dependent on your area and your stores. So though that works for our area, our region, that does not work necessarily for everybody's region. So I would go to your thrift stores, really pay attention, go every day. What day are they putting out the most racks? What day or what time are they putting out the most racks? Talk to the employees. I will straight up go up to some of them and say, hey, what's the best day? What day do you put out the most inventory? What day do you guys change over different colors? When are your sale colors? When are your sale days? Like, ask. They don't care. I'll walk in and be like, what's the new color for the week? I don't want to spend time wasting looking through stuff. So will you tell me? And they don't care. They just are employees that want stuff gone so that they don't have to put it on the shelf.
We've also found a couple of stores in our area, not very many, but a couple of them actually perform better later in the week and later in the day. So just gauge. I would take a notebook with you. That's kind of how we kind of started gauging it, is we just would text each other how the day went at certain stores, and then we would try them out at different times. We'd kind of reverse our route so that we'd be hitting one in the morning, one in the evening, and then we'd flip that the next week just to kind of test it out over the span of several weeks. And we kind of figured it out, I feel like.
Yeah. A little bit Nat says her 2024 goal is to source higher value items and purge my current stash of stale items. Stale items.
Those are great goals. That's kind of what our focus has been lately.
Stacy said, back in the height of the pandemic, I picked up hundreds of things at Walmart, brand new with tags for $1. Now that I'm learning more, I realize that was the worst business decision. What should I do with them now?
I mean, that's a good lesson for everybody. Just because something's cheap doesn't mean it's a good buying decision. But again, it doesn't, I get what you're saying, because you want to follow a sell-through rate model where stuff sells quickly. For some other people, that might be a good business decision for them. Maybe they want the more long tail stuff. They're willing to put in the volume effort. So not to say again that, it's a bad decision for everybody. But if you are going for the high sell-through rate, which it sounds like you are, yes, it does sound like that was a bad decision for what your goals are. But with that being said, I personally feel that sometimes it's better for your mental headspace to just get rid of the stuff. That's how I feel. But it's really dependent on what you want to do. You can try filtering it through a couple of methods, like marking stuff down. over the next couple of months and, tell yourself at the beginning of the markdown, once this hits X amount of dollars, or by this month, if it still hasn't sold, I'm going to go ahead and donate it. If they're trendy items, you might be able to sell them to like Plato's Closet or a consignment store, something like that. You could try Whatnot. I feel like it probably wouldn't be successful on Whatnot, but you can try it over there.
Yeah, but heck, even if you did it for $2 starts and you sold some of it, you'd make your money back at least.
Yeah, it's
I don't
just
know what the fees look like.
It's just that on Whatnot, I just feel like that would be too much effort to put in for possibly maybe selling something for $1, because the stuff that is selling well on eBay and Poshmark is the same stuff that's selling well on Whatnot for the most part. There are a couple of things that are a little bit more style based, but the same thing is true. I mean, things are just desirable or they're not, and it really doesn't matter which platform. But those are a couple of filters, I guess I would run those through if you want to try and squeeze as much money out of it as possible. A yard sale, a garage sale, maybe even post on Facebook Marketplace. Like, I have a huge lot of this, buy it all, or 50 cents a piece, however much you want, come look at it, post it in a local Facebook group on Marketplace and see what happens. Again, only if you want to put the effort into it. But for me, once it gets to a certain point where I realize I've made a bad decision, it's kind of weighing on my shoulders, I just want to get rid of it. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I'm that way. I mean, honestly, I'm the kind of person that it's going to take you a lot of effort to list those. So let's just say you have 100 of those items. If you know it's going to take you 5 minutes for each one of those items to photograph it, list it, or, whether it's time for you to put it on a buy sell trade group, or whether it's time for you to, I don't know, have a yard sale or a garage sale, like, you're probably at $1, you probably are not going to sell much of them for much more. I would probably just donate them and get, like, I know our Goodwills will do like a 10% discount on a future purchase. Like, I would probably save it for something like that, and then make sure that I go somewhere and use that coupon when I have a huge purchase, so that I could get like $30-40 out of it and get at least most of my money back. I mean, I'm a cut my losses kind of person.
Yeah, I'm seeing some people's comments aren't showing. I'm not sure.
She just took it back.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing crazy.
I just want to make sure we're...
No trolls?
Yeah.
No trolls in the dungeon today, buddy. The Grinch is here.
I hope that helps. Let us know.
Dana, we do not return the original shipping price unless it's an item that we screwed up on. So if an item gets sent back, and it's because we made a mistake in the listing, or we forgot a flaw or whatever else, we normally issue all of their money back, because they wouldn't have purchased it if they had known. But if they purchase it for like does not fit and they send it back, then whatever we paid or they paid for shipping, they already paid. We bought the labels, we shipped, etc. So
I think that's a big misconception with free returns, is people think you pay both shipping. You actually only pay the return shipping, unless it's your fault.
Yes. Per says, my New Year resolution is for my part-time business is to tighten up my inventory system. I lost top-rated seller because I had too many not in stock items that I sold on Posh and forgot to delist. That's a good one.
Yeah, really good one. You're gonna feel so much better too when you just take the time and like just do it, and you're gonna be like, wow, why didn't I do that before? It's just gonna feel so much better. It's gonna be a weight off your shoulders for sure.
Will you hand me my water?
Yes.
Thanks, friend. Sharon says, I think you've converted me to free returns. Can you change your mind and revert me back?
Oh.
No.
You can on the platform change your mind and switch it, but I don't recommend you do.
Any advice for starting a YouTube? Don't do it. Sell your soul.
Yeah, I have a couple pieces of advice. I think actually I'll probably soon start making some more content about YouTube. I didn't feel qualified in the beginning. I still kind of don't. But I've been getting a lot more questions about that, the equipment I use and stuff like that. So I think I am going to start putting some more like behind the scenes of getting started on YouTube if you want to. I assume you're meaning like a reseller related YouTube.
I'm assuming.
But my suggestion would be, and this is really for any kind of content you want to put out. But you need to go into it with the intent of wanting to help people, and you need to find a need that isn't already being met. So when I started a YouTube channel for reselling, it was because I realized that there were a lot of gaps in the information that people were sharing. And I just saw a different strategy and a different way to help people. And I tried to do something that everybody else wasn't doing. I tried to fill in some holes that I saw a need for. And I think that's why I've been able to grow pretty quickly and have a pretty loyal following because of that, because my intention is to help people. And I think if you do that, everything else will fall into place. My other tip number 2 is to be consistent, but don't bombard people. So in the beginning, just committing to 1 or 2 videos a week is enough. Don't try to grow quickly by posting a video every single day. You'll burn yourselves out. You'll burn your audience out too, which I'm currently dealing with. I think I'm trying to scale back the amount of videos that I'm doing a little bit. But I would say 1 or 2 is enough, and focus on those 1 or 2 being very rich in content. And that'll be enough. Then from there, it's just being patient and waiting for the ball to roll.
Do you think a basic store is a good idea if my sales are at about $400 a month right now? I don't have a store and I'm almost up to my 250 listings. I would tell you to watch the video Cayley has about stores and when's the best time to get a store and when's the best store or what is the best store for you. And that should walk you through all of those options.
Yeah, it's not really about how many sales you're making. It is about how many listings you have, because even if you aren't planning on, like, let's say you get to 250 or 300, you're past the 250 and you decide, I still want to have, my listings, but I'm not listing anymore, which really isn't a good idea. But let's say you did that. You're still paying for those 300 listings that sit. So it's really a numbers game. And more often than not, it's to save you money on the listing fees. So changing to a store will, in the long run, save you money. It's not really about how many sales you're making. So if you're getting close to 250, you're probably going to want to get a store. But yes, go back and watch that subscription, I don't know what it's titled. Maybe one of the admins can help, but I think I even had possibly even a free document. I don't know if it's still active.
Being shy and introverted kind of reseller. Might you give me any tips to get past that personality trait to sell on live shows? Thanks and happy holidays. Cayley is very introverted. She doesn't seem like it, but she is.
I always say I'm an introvert forced extrovert, and I've always been that way. And it's something I've worked on for a really long time. I think being in the business world and being promoted really quickly at the company I was at forced me to come out of my shell. But I inside still internally panic whenever I go live or I meet a stranger and I am not prepared. Like,
it's so awesome.
I get very awkward. So if you ever meet me in person, by the way, and I'm like, it seems weird, it's because I'm weird. But I have been working on it. So I can definitely relate to you. What I would say is you just got to do it. Like, you just got to get on and know that the first couple, either on YouTube or live on Whatnot or anything, are going to be awkward. Like, just go into it knowing that that's probably going to happen, but commit to pushing past it. Commit to doing 5 and know that the first 2 or 3 are going to be awkward, but probably the 4th or the 5th one, you'll start to figure things out and you'll feel a little bit better about it. And that's my advice is commit to pushing past it and it will get easier.
Yeah, I would say that, like, for Whatnot or Posh shows, anything live selling wise, you wouldn't have to show your face either at first. Like, you could literally just have a rack and, like, put your arm out and show whatever items you have if you didn't want to, and just, like, talk about them and kind of hold them out. You wouldn't have to show your face the first couple times if you didn't want to. I think it would help in the long run. But if it's going to get you to do them by just being a little bit more reserved the first couple times and just saying, like, okay, number 1, this is what I have. Number 2, this is what I have. Like, I know I'm a jokester and, like, I like to make all kinds of fun and, like, do crazy things, but at the end of the day, like, I do still think if we got on and we were like, oh, I have this green furry glove. This is what I have to offer you. It's a one size fits all. It's soft on one side, fuzzy on the other. Bidding starts now. Like, you don't have to be super exotic. That's the word I'm going to choose. To get people to purchase items. At the end of the day, they're there to shop, to purchase items. They're not there to hang out with somebody. I mean, that's an added perk, but I think that if that's the case, they might just pass on to somebody else. But I think there's other people who come in and they're like, hey, they have these green gloves that I really want. Like, I'm going to wait till they're there, and they're going to buy them. They're going to move on no matter what it is.
Have you guys ever seen, it's a really old movie. Well, I say really old, and then I'm going to get people in the comments. To me, it's really old. It's the movie Superstar. It's got Will Ferrell in it. It's so funny. But in it, she says there's two ways to get in the water. One is what Nikki said, and one is what I said. I think you should just dive in.
Yeah.
Personally. I think you should just fully immerse yourself and see how it goes.
Yep. She says that, but I feel like Cayley's a tiptoeer sometimes.
You think so?
Sometimes.
With what?
Like, every time you meet somebody in public and you immediately, I swear, hand on the Bible, Cayley will, whenever she sees somebody, they'll be like, oh my God, are you Cayley? And I'm like over here and she'll immediately be like, Nikki! She like panics. Like, I have to be close, and she'll look at me like, please come, please come, please come, please come.
If I don't know it's coming.
I come over to her and I'm like, hey, I'm Nikki, nice to meet you. And then she like recovers in the meantime, and then she's like, oh, hi, I'm Cayley. Like, yeah, we already established that 20 minutes ago. Also, fun fact, I'm gonna put this out here. To the guy we ran into the other day, I feel like a complete idiot because I pulled a Cayley moment. I was drinking my coffee and I had chocolate all over my hands. And he tried to shake my hand. And exactly what I said, word for word, was, I'm not going to shake your hand because I have chocolate on them and I just licked them. And I was like, you sound like a 2-year-old child.
I forgot about that.
But I literally had chocolate and I was just like this and was like rubbing it off because my hands kept sticking together and it was driving me insane. Yeah.
I was like, who are you talking about? But I remember now.
Now I feel like an idiot. So if you're watching this, I've been mortified for the last like 2 weeks for that. So you're welcome.
It was nice to meet you.
Yeah. All right. I'm new to Poshmark and wondering about all the sharing. Which share matters? Which one matters? Direct, community, or sharing to watch, or a mixture of both if you don't have that many followers yet. Sorry.
You want to share to followers is how that works. You don't want to share other people's listings. You just need to focus on sharing your own listings. Like, that's sharing listings and sending out offers are the only two things that you really need to do on Poshmark. You can ignore everything else. Everything else does not necessarily translate to sales. So if you just focus on sharing your items either to the parties or to your followers, and then offers to your watchers. Everything else is just kind of fluffy, in my opinion. If you are interested, if you think Poshmark's kind of be like a regular hustle for you, I would suggest maybe considering a sharing extension like Posher VA, because you can set that up and it will share automatically for you every day, and then you never have to worry about it. And you can tell it to send your offers to watchers so many minutes after they've liked an item. So you can quite literally set it, forget it. All you got to do is make sure you're logged in and it's working every now and then. If you're interested in that, there is a Linktree in my description. It's got all my links, all my discount codes. And I think Posher VA does like 2 free weeks like of a trial. You don't even have to put in your credit card. So like, try it out and see. But if you're going to be like serious about it and consistent, I think it's like $25 a month maybe. And I would not manually share or send out offers. It's totally worth it. But again, only if you're planning on being serious about it. Otherwise, you can just do it manually on Posh.
I was really confused what this comment was about, but then it hit me. For the person who had, I think it was Sandy, Shelly, something like that. The person who had all the Walmart stuff for $1, somebody said, somebody commented and said their thought was to offer it on Facebook right now as gifts for Christmas. Might be a good way for people who maybe don't have a whole lot of money to spend to pay $2 or $3, $4, $5 to just pick up something quick. Christmas is in 10 days.
Yeah.
10 days. So that would be a good idea too. The Smiley Thrifter said, your tattoo looks great. They like the vibrant color.
Well, thank you. Someday I'm going to finish my sleeve, one day. These are actually a couple-year-old tattoos. I have a really good tattoo artist.
Somebody just said they went to Goodwill and they were thinking about you.
Aw.
Somebody wants more content on eBay, not on eBay, on YouTube.
I am planning on doing that. I have been getting a lot of questions about like social media and stuff like that. So maybe I'll be able to put some content out like that to help you guys.
The women's clothing racks at my thrift is daunting. I don't even know where to start because of how much there is. I sell mainly men's clothing, so I know those brands pretty well. Best thing you can do, Mark, is just to start searching. Go to YouTube, and you need to really just spend some time just going through the research, like what's selling right now, what's trending the most. Like, we know it's winter, right? So let's look at sweaters, let's look at cashmere, let's look at wool, let's look at dresses. Like, what is going well, and just do some research. Pick a brand, deep dive into it. Cayley's got a list on her YouTube channel of deep dive videos. Those are things that you can dig into and just really find out what's working well for you. And see what's happening, see what's going well. Go into a chunk and say, every time I go thrifting, I'm going to take an 8-foot section of the women's section and I'm going to comp every single piece in it until I know what's good and what's not. Just to kind of see what you come across.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend what Nikki said, which is doing the research beforehand and then just picking one category to start in. But I mean, reselling works the same way in the women's that it does the men's. It's just doing the right research. You could also just focus on men's and just get to more places too.
Yeah,
whatever works for you.
How do you feel? Why do I feel like I skipped a comment? Oh, I did. Dana said that she's glad she finally caught a live. Woohoo. Yay. And then she said, I did a live and my clothes rack fell over. It was very embarrassing, but that's life. Do you want to tell them?
So this was it the last? No, it was the second to last. We just did a Whatnot show last night, but the one before that last week, I had like everything set up for the most part. We were just kind of like pittering around, getting a couple things, loose ends tied like 2 minutes before the Whatnot show. 2 minutes. Nikki's like adding a couple of items, so she's kind of by the photography rack. Then it was like 1 minute before, and then like 30 seconds before. Nikki moves the rack a little too quickly, and the whole thing dumps like a minute.
Like 60 items on the ground. Yeah. And I was like,
before the show.
So Cayley and I tried to pick it up, and we couldn't lift it between the two of us. Like, it took everything we had. I was screaming for Skylar. It was not good. Yeah. But we got it up.
We made it on the show.
The rack's a little extra crooked now, but
nobody noticed either. It was good.
Yeah. How do you feel about promoted closet, and do you promote your listings on eBay?
I get this question a lot. I am not using promoted listing on Poshmark. I actually, when Poshmark got taken over by new ownership, they actually reached out to me and did some like testing calls with me, I guess I'll say, to gauge from a larger seller's perspective what features they should come out with, and promoted listings was one of them, and I was like, I'm totally against it. Like, from a seller's perspective, I think you're just taking more money out of my pocket, basically. So they didn't listen to my advice, so they started promoted listings. I've been against it for a while. I also don't like it on eBay. I'm not gonna sit here and just harp on it, because at the end of the day, if a platform makes a decision, there's really nothing I can do about it other than give them my feedback. If they decide to keep it, I've got to work with it. So do I work with it or don't I? Right now, I'm not using promoted listings on Poshmark I haven't even tried it. They offered it to beta testing. It's now available to everyone, I think. I'm not really interested in it because we make sales without it. I think if you have desirable enough items with high enough sell-through rates, then you don't really need to promote. But not everything we get is, 300% sell-through rate either. And so there are some items that maybe having a promoted listing would boost it a little bit. I don't promote normally on eBay or Poshmark. However, occasionally I will test out on eBay promoted listings, but usually I don't. I can tell you right now that I don't have the complete answer for you. I am currently testing it out based on eBay's recommendations, and I will let you know how that goes and get back to you. But my perspective on it so far is that if your items are desirable, you don't need to promote them.
Sold. Ditto. Cocoa and Coffee, or Coffee and Cocoa says, does it take a long time to get attention on YouTube for reselling?
I mean, I think it's hard to grow a YouTube channel regardless, no matter what the topic is. Like I said, I think you have to be doing something different. If you're just going on and want to copy what everyone else is doing, you're probably not going to see a lot of traction because everybody's doing that right now. So you really have to find an angle where people are going to catch on and they'll be like, this is something different, and I want to stay and watch this content. Or this person, a proven track record of helping the community also goes a long way. You just have to be able to provide value and find what everybody else isn't doing. Now, with that being said, it does take a long time to grow. Like, I did not really start getting traction for a couple of years. Some people saw that as fast growth. Some people saw that as slow growth. I personally feel like I worked really, really hard in the beginning for not a lot of growth. And then just one day it hit and it took off. And I do think it takes years to build up to a level where you can, monetize and feel really good about it. So you need to be in it for the long haul if it is something that you plan on doing, and you're probably not going to be rewarded for your efforts for a couple of years.
Mary Clark says that she cannot find the category of men's pajamas. What do you do when you list them? Or what do you list them as?
I just found that today and listed it, so I don't know. I think you should go back and look because I definitely just listed men's pajamas today in the men's pajama category. It's like sleepwear and robes is what it's called. So if you're not able to find it by searching pajamas, type sleep or robe and it'll come up.
Mandy, thanks for saying you love my Santa suit. It's actually a Grinch suit. Do you want to see this? Ready? It's very good.
Yeah, you should go back and watch the beginning. We had this whole skit planned. Let me just say this.
We did.
I went live as scheduled. We started the skit. And then the internet came out. And so when I came back around the camera, I realized the internet had cut out and I didn't realize what everyone had heard so far. So I was like, well, this is ruined. Thanks, Spectrum.
Yeah, it was quite disappointing, if we're going to be honest.
What Facebook group do you promote us in? Are you talking, like, no, I'm not going to guess. Tell me what Facebook group.
Let's see.
Are we at the end?
I don't promote on eBay. They've had over $240,000 in sales. Felicia wants to know why you're going live when she's at work because she doesn't like it. I'm sorry. She's crying.
Can you come to the Monday one? The Monday one you really are not going to want to miss.
Yeah.
Monday at, is it 10 a.m. EST, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're in like California, that's 7 a.m., might be 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. depending on where you live. But 10 a.m. EST on Monday, we are going live. We're going to have a couple guests on too from an interview that we did that people really liked, and they'll be there to answer questions too. But we have a huge announcement, and I don't think that you're going to want to miss it.
Little Miss Nat says, my fear for whatnot. No one showing up for my show and everything selling for $5. Heck, even if you have like 50 people, your shit can still sell for $5. Like, let's be honest.
It really takes some time to build up, even for somebody with a social media following. You have to really come in with some good items, and you have to know that your first couple shows, you're probably not going to have a lot of people, and they're probably not going to sell for that much. I think that's the sacrifice of building anything up, including like being on YouTube. Your first couple videos that you upload, probably nobody will watch. Just, it happens. That was our fear too.
Yeah. Kimberly says she promotes you on the Poshmark Reseller.
Oh.
And
I don't know if I know that one. I'm involved. I'm like added to a bunch of groups, but I am not on there like mingling. So I need to figure out if I know that one. Thank you for promoting us. I hope people have nice things to say.
Carol wants to know what size and kind of bags you use for your USPS Ground Advantage. This feels like a great time.
Yes.
For the GRO pack.
Okay,
giveaway.
Well, first of all, let me say that we usually use the 10 by 13 size for poly mailers. What was the other question? What size?
What size and what kind?
Just like regular poly mailers. I use a couple different brands. Right now, we have a sponsor of our channel, which is GRO Pack. They're a new sponsor, and I have been loving ordering supplies from them recently because they are just a super clean website. It's JIARO pack.com. And I don't know if it's in the description because I had to go live and was not ready. If you click the link tree in the description, it'll show you my code and link to GRO Pack. But it's a very clean and simple website.
Yep.
There's basically a couple different types. It's poly mailers, bubble mailers, or gift bags. You choose which one. You choose your color. You choose your size. You choose your quantity, which I personally like, the very like straight to the point. Sorry, I'm seeing you guys' comments and laughing. The straight to the point website. And one thing I love about them is you can order thousands of poly mailers, and the more that you order, the cheaper they are, and their website is super cheap. But if you use my link down below, you'll get 10% off of your first purchase with GR Pack. Unfortunately, they did change it to your first purchase, so but that is down below. That is what I use. So Nikki said it's the perfect time to go ahead and do the giveaway. We are doing a GRO Pack giveaway, so they are sponsoring this live. Thank you, GRO Pack. And they are going to give up to $20 or $25. I can't remember. I will look. Up to $20 for something on their website. So you pick out your poly mailer, pick out your color, pick out your quantity. As long as it's $20 or less and it's on their website, you can get that one item. And I'm going to pick 2 winners today. Woo! So we are going to do this giveaway by asking you guys a question. The first 2 people to get the answer correct on our end. I know people's internet's different. It's going to be whoever we see on our end, so you got to be fast.
The Grinch decides.
Will win the giveaway. So after the giveaway, whoever the winners are, you will need to send us an email at welltraveledclothiers@gmail.com, and I will tell you how to redeem that. Thank you, Little Miss Nat, for putting that GRO Pack link. All right, do not answer until I ask the question. Are you ready?
Well-traveled clothier.
She's putting the Gmail in there so you guys can redeem it when you win.
Okay. All
right. The first 2 people. You guys ready for the question?
I'm excited because I want to know if they will even know.
I just thought of another question that would be good too.
All right. You can do that if you don't like mine.
No, I'll do yours and then we'll do it for the next one. Why do I feel like the answer is going to be factor stacking? It's not. It's a little bit more personal than that. All right. So the question
What is the Grinch's favorite food? No, just kidding.
All right. The question is, you guys ready? What color are Nikki's eyes?
Not these.
Her real eyes.
Real ones. They're all like stalking.
Oh, I see 1, 2. Okay, we're done. Got it. Wow, they were pretty good. We have winners, guys. We have winners. People were on the ball.
Mary and CMK Exchange.
Okay.
If anybody says brown, you're fired.
Okay, hold up. Mary Clark, you are a winner. And what's the other one?
CMK Exchange.
CMK Exchange. You both are winners. Mary Clark, CMK Exchange. So send us an email at welltraveledclothiers.com. welltraveledclothiers@gmail.com. Nikki put it in there. And someone said black.
Brown? All the brown comments now.
And you can redeem that prize. And we are going to be doing more GRR pack giveaways. Yay, you never won anything? Well, you won something now. The questions will probably be a lot harder moving forward, but we thought that would be a good one today. They look a little red right now and yellow. All right, guys. Congratulations on that. I thought that it would be sorry. I just licked my hands. LOL.
Nope.
All right, guys. Do you guys have any more questions? Because if not, we are going to hop off of here.
If not, I'm going to go troll the neighborhood for a few minutes. Guys, I went to a place next door and laid out on their bench like a sexy cowgirl. It was great. They were terrified. They came and took pictures.
All right. Hey, there are over 100 people watching and we only have 28 thumbs
What?
up. Nikki has been putting literally her blood, sweat, and tears into this live. So please hit the thumbs up button for the Grinch costume. Maybe it'll come back. All right.
My fingers are floppy. Look at them.
Oh, they look broken.
They feel broken.
All right. If you guys don't have any more questions, we're going to get off of here. Please do not miss that Monday live Q&A, or I'm afraid you will be very sorry you did, because we do have kind of a giveaway going on in that. Are we still down to 1 employee? I have 2 employees, Nikki and 1 other one. So 2 total. We have somebody coming next week. And I guess we also just hired the Grinch, so.
Wait till you guys see the Instagram reel coming.
Hi, I'm new to your channel and I'm loving the amazing info you have to offer. It's very helpful. Thank you. You are so welcome. I'm glad that you made it to the live. All right, guys, we hope to see you on Monday. Giveaway winners, email me and do it soon. Hopefully by the end of this week, so I can get those redeemed to you guys. And Merry Christmas if you guys don't see us before then. Bye.